we are going to be interceding. We are supposed to put this message on air. Tell the people in the airplane, in the airport, let them check their plane very well. How can they fly without checking it? Very careless mistake. Very, very careless mistake. Very careless. This thing I'm telling you, I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at it. And we pray every day, let God change it. God has told me before, I've prayed, it's as if it's you know, because there is trouble up here. Trouble. So we are going to pray. Wherever you are, try and intercede. Remember that I've just given you a prophet. I think this is the first prophecy I'm giving the evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All prophecy is Sunday morning. When I told you about Dana plane crash, it's Sunday morning.
A Qatar Airways flight QTR 592 coming into Lagos from Doha suffered low tire pressure on Saturday afternoon, which the pilot detected on takeoff. The pilot was said to have informed the ground support staff in Lagos to make adequate preparations for an emergency landing and subsequent towing of the aircraft, but this was not communicated to the appropriate authorities in Nigeria. Sunday Sun gathered that the air traffic controllers on duty in Lagos learned of the problem when the Airbus A330 airplane with 248 passengers on board entered the nation's airspace and quickly alerted the relevant authorities on emergency. It was further gathered that the back tire that had low pressure eventually burst on landing. Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA), Dr. Harold Demirin, told Sunday Sun on phone that he supervised the emergency landing in company of other top aviation officials. We alerted FAAN Fire Department and they brought their trucks and personnel. Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola was on phone with me all through the night. He sent additional fire trucks. NEMA officials were also on ground and NACO towing truck was also available. Ambulances, medical personnel and other relevant agencies were all on ground. The tire with low pressure gave way and we expected this. It was later towed away. It was a successful evacuation, Demiran said. The NCAA boss explained that the international airport runway 18R was temporarily closed after the aircraft landed and reopened when it was towed to safety. Officials of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency were fully mobilized to the airport in the event of a possible crash or crash landing of the aircraft. Media officer of NEMA, Mr. Ibrahim Fariloye, who led the emergency process on behalf of the agency, told journalists that they received a distress call from the pilot of the aircraft on approach to Lagos. The aircraft had a burst tire on its rear side, which will require emergency management on landing. As expected, most of the passengers on board were already traumatized as they made frantic efforts to call their families